So we've got the two sides named for the first of the June tests between South Africa and England. Pretty interesting sides, pretty strong sides, you'd have to say. Still a few kind of big names out, but yeah, in terms of the match, both coaches kind of under a bit of pressure. I mean, they're both at a, I guess you could call it a low point with the Springboks. They were pretty disappointing under the previous coach, Alistair Coetzee. Much criticised. He's been replaced by Rassie Erasmus. Kind of seen as the, I guess I want to say saviour is what he's kind of been billed as of South African rugby. So it's a lot of pressure on him. Things didn't go that well last week. It was a pretty ugly start to his tenure as Bok coach, but that team was full of uncapped players, and it's his first game in charge, so I guess we can forgive him for kind of one off week. This week he's named a much stronger team, more experience, so we'll see how they go. For Eddie Jones, he was untouchable not that long ago. Six Nations went pretty poorly, and then a pretty ugly defeat against the Barbarians the other day. I mean, beautiful game if you're a neutral, but as a coach, that was kind of a killer. So yeah, we'll see how both these teams can kind of lift. For the Boks, they got exciting wingers, Sibu Nkosi and Aphiwe Dyantyi on the wings. If you guys haven't heard of them, they've both been playing pretty well at Super Rugby level. There's a lot of talk about Dyantyi being kind of a big guy for the future. Statistically, I mean, he breaks an average of 3 tackles per game, which puts him in a similar league to guys like Rico Ioane and Waisaki Naholo. So yeah, pretty good young player. Willie Louw's at fullback, which I guess adds a bit of experience there, because Warwick Holland has kind of been the form fullback for South African teams in Super Rugby this season, but he's, I think, only had 1 or 2 caps for the Boks. So having Willie Louw there, who's been by all accounts having a great season up in Europe, yeah, just adds a bit of stability to that back three. De Klerk and Pollard at 9 and 10 was, I guess, most people's pick for 9 and 10. Pollard's been playing really well. De Klerk just seems to be a level above all of the guys currently playing at Super Rugby level. So yeah, we'll see how he goes, because he's also had a bit of flack in his time in the green jersey. Snyman gets his debut in the second row. Some people may have been expecting Dyantyi and Etzebeth, but both those guys are not fit to play. So Snyman hits his debut, and he is a big unit. He has been performing really well at Super Rugby level. He's about 2.06 meters tall, so he is a big piece of human. And yeah, he's been playing with a lot of skill, and a very exciting player to watch. So yeah, keep your eyes on him. Mbonambi gets the start in the number 2 jersey. He's not played a lot of rugby this year. He had his appendix out earlier on in the year, and that kind of stuffed his whole campaign up. So we'll see how he goes. He's a good player, but whether his match fitness is up to it's not sure. Akker van der Merwe starts behind him on the bench, and he is a really dynamic hooker. He has got some gas. Probably the fastest hooker that I've seen in World Rugby at the moment. I know Dane Coles is pretty quick, but he's been out for a long time. So Akker is yeah, dynamic is definitely the word. Trevor and Nyakane is bracketed into play, but if he doesn't play, it's going to be Wilco Louw. Both those guys have been having pretty good seasons. For England, it's kind of a familiar 9, 10 and 12 with Youngs, Ford and Farrell. Slade gets the nod at 13, so that jersey never seems to be quite held down. No Launchbury, so Ezekwe starts in the second row. A bit of pressure on him, but I guess Snyman, likewise, you know, very kind of shallow on experience in the international level. So that'll be a good battle. The recently criticised Chris Robshaw still gets the nod at 6. A bit of extra pressure on him with Brad Shields controversially getting the nod on the bench. Although he's kind of dismissed it, there's definitely an added bit of pressure, because yeah, Shields, I'm sure, would like to make that 6 jersey his own if he could. But yeah, we'll see how Robshaw goes. 19-year-old Tom Curry gets the 7 jersey, I guess. He is a bit of a hope for the future for England, because over recent years, since Eddie Jones has taken over, they've kind of taken a bit of criticism for not having a out-and-out fetcher. Tom Curry seems to be the closest thing to that. So yeah, he's only 19. We'll see how he goes. in South Africa. Definitely a lot of pressure on. There's no Hartley, so Jamie George gets to start at hooker. Brown is once again on the left wing, which is interesting when we're used to seeing him at fullback, but Daly's at fullback. So yeah, two pretty interesting teams. Hopefully it's an exciting game. Both teams kind of looking to break a rut, although for Rassie Erasmus, he's only had one game in charge, so it's kind of hard to call it a rut, but we're definitely looking for improvement from last week. And for England, I think it's probably fair to say it's a bit of a rut, because, yeah, it's just not been what we've come to expect from England, you know, under Eddie Jones. So, yeah, has he still got it? I guess we will see. Has Rassie Erasmus got what it takes to elevate the Springboks back to where we're used to seeing them? We will see, but it's still early days in his career. The bookies have got South Africa by 3, so it's picked to be a pretty tight one. Yeah, at home, I guess they're always pretty hard to beat. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the upcoming game. Which guys you're looking forward to seeing playing, and any guys you think unlucky to miss out. And yeah, we'll see how the game goes. I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.